On this episode of Street Rat Garage, we are bringing back the funk with this 1970s G20 van. Let's get started. Now, before we get started on the old boogie van, I got something I want to show you. This is a jump starter from Oxedo. It's small, it's portable, and it comes in really handy, especially for the type of stuff I do around here. So let's have a look at this real quick. And this is the main unit right here. It's actually, it looks pretty nice. And it has like a little flashlight on it here. You just hold this button that has a little light on it. Steady light, flash blinking light, and then a slow blinking light. And then I just turned it off again. So that also has some USB ports on the back. This actually has a cord, two cords. It has a USB A to USB-C and a USB-C to USB-C. So you can, in fact, charge your phone off of this or your laptop, power it up, whatever you need to do. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you need to use a device, you can use this as a power bank. But the main purpose here is to jumpstart this car that's been sitting here for like forever. So this is a very valuable tool for when you leave stuff just lying around all the time. This has like very little power. It's just making some slow clicks and that's about it. So the battery is in the trunk of this car. So let's hook this up and see if it starts it. All we have to do is plug in our jumper cord right here. It has a weatherproof panel right there. You plug that in there. Oh, the battery's back here. This thing is disgusting. It's got leaves all over it. And just do what you do. Hook up your positive, hook up your negative, and hit the old start button. See here, I got it all hooked up. Gonna turn it on. It's got 97%, and hit the old start button right here. Ready. Just clicked on. So now we should be able to start this car. Okay. Wow. Just like that. So just come back here and disconnect it. And now it's at 88%. So we still got plenty of juice to start any other vehicles that we might need to start. And we're all done. Drop it back in the case and zip it back up. And you are on the way. I use these things when I do roadside assistance work. I go jump start a car, then I plug it right back in my truck. By the time I get to the next car, it's 100% again and it's ready to go. That used what, like 10%? So we can, there's about 10 cars that we can jump start without recharging it. So we can run all day without charging it, or we can just run indefinitely just by plugging it back in, going to the next run. But anyway, keep this underneath the seat in your trunk wherever you need to. I'm going to put a discount code in the description below. Go to Oxedo, get one for yourself. Well, this is one that I've wanted for a long time. 1970s custom van. I mean, I grew up in this era, and my parents had something kind of similar to this. It was a shorty van, but it had all the the shag carpet and the captain's chairs and all those fun 70s things. But haven't been able to find one that's affordable lately. These things, they bring some pretty good money. Ran across this, a good buddy sold this one to me for a decent price. So it's a little bit rough on around the edges, but it is definitely a good start for a project. Okay, so I already know that it runs, but it's been sitting up here for a couple months and has not been started. And it's getting cold out. It's getting winter time, but hopefully all the bugs are hibernating right now. So we can see if she's gonna crank over first, which she does. That's actually pretty good for sitting as long as it has. The battery's still up. These windows got sticky all over them from some tint, but no big deal. But let's see if we can get this started up, get it up to the front of the building, and have a look around of it. All right, she's got the key way down there where she belongs. That's when you know you got a good one. Non-locking steering wheel, so it can be easily stolen. Pump it a few times. There she goes. Oh, she fired up. She didn't fire right up, but she fired up. Let's see, you got about a quarter tank of gas. We got some oil pressure and some battery life, so we're good to go. Odometer shows 50,000 miles. Definitely 150,000 at the very least. It even has a CB radio in it. But yeah, let's drive this out of here, and then we'll look a little bit better. Okay, don't die. Ah, that's actually pretty good. Didn't even stutter coming out of the hole. Nice. Let's get her up front here. See what we have. Okay, we'll just slide her into the old StreetRatGarage pole barn. Yeah, now we'll be able to check her out inside here. Let's have a look. All right, we got her inside here, and it is time to have a look. These doors never open right. They're supposed to spring out a little bit, but sometimes you got to grab that bar up there and help them out. That's been an issue on these vans for a long time, but it's pretty cool in here. I think I'm going to need a little bit of light, so let's grab something so we can see better and have a look. Okay, here she is. Of course, you got to have your bluish, purplish kind of, I think they're blue, they kind of look purple, but that's probably because it's starting to fade out. Yeah, that one's more blue back there. So, got to have your captain's chairs, got a rolling comfort. I seriously doubt if these are the original chairs that came in this van. I imagine this was probably just a cargo van or a passenger van to begin with. I mean, it does have the window on the side of it. But what we have here is we got our two main captain chairs. We got a third captain chair right here. A lot of these vans customized had 4 captain chairs and like a table in the middle. So this chair right here is a little off center from what it would have been originally, but we got a refrigerator, we got our cabinets, we have our fold down bed. I'll open up those back doors so we can see that a little bit better. Okay, I said fold down bed, didn't I? But this is just a standard bed, which, you know, you got a little bit more room. This is almost it's almost a queen size. It's not, about a twin-ish, but she goes over a little bit more leg room. I don't know if I can fit in here from side to side because I'm a little bit taller than norm, but we do have our shag carpet on the roof. I think the only thing that's really missing, see, we got our portholes. The only thing I think is really missing is a disco ball that needs to be hung up there in the middle someplace, I would say. Is that a carbon monoxide sensor right there? Looks like it. There was a TV, a flat screen TV right here, but since it's stored outside, I took that out. Didn't want that going missing. And, you know, I don't know if does that ruin the look, having a flat screen TV in a retro van? Maybe. So we'll have to decide whether we want to put that back or not, but you gotta love these windows. And we got a small little mural on the side, and the fender flares, all that other good stuff. We got some Funkadelic rims on it. I'm not sure when these came out. These are what are those? Those are the American, I forgot the Torx Thrust, American Racing Torque Thrust rims, which I have like extras of those. Should we keep those Torque Thrust? I like the Torque Thrust, but I kind of like just the normal Kragers as well. We got to make a decision on what to do with the wheels, but really like the Torque Thrust. I mean, the little cooler / refrigerator dilly, and it's kind of retro. We got a cabinet on the other side with nothing in it really, and there was a inverter right here. I also took that out, so it didn't go missing. Anything good in there? Yeah, all empty. But I think that's got to be a carbon monoxide thingy. But that's a good idea. They didn't have those, so that's not exactly retro. So we're gonna definitely have to hang a disco ball to distract from that. What looks, is that I forgot what he said that was. Oh, is that a Van Gogh? Is that who did that? Those weird paintings? I think. But yeah, this is our wood grain, fake wood grain. Our CB radio, which we already discussed. Our overhead lighting. This is not exactly shag carpet. This is some extra. This is shag carpet. This is original carpet. This is I don't know what you call this. Just long hair carpet. Not exactly shag. Oh, is that a wet spot? That sounded bad. You know what I mean. It's dripping right there from up there. It's an open vent. Not open, but it's got a cover on it. But yeah, we're going to have to address that. Something a little bit better to keep the water off of the old carpet. But yeah, it's pretty funkadelic on the inside, I would say. Now, as funky as this van is already, it is missing some things. One of those things is in this box right here. What do you think is missing from this van, and what's in this box? All right. Well, let's find out. I know some of you probably said running boards. No, not running boards. I don't think that came till later, did it? That's more of an 80s thing, I would say. Open up box. No. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Side pipes. Well, these are side pipe covers, but you know, the rest of it's in here. You have to have side pipes on this. Now, I've seen a lot of guys install side pipes on the vans, and they always seem a bit short to me. So I got some longer ones, so I'm hoping these aren't too long. I hope I didn't overdo it. Oh, look at that. That's got some scratching on it. Yeah, it's got scratched up a little bit in shipping, but no big deal. Hopefully you won't be able to see that on there. So we got our pipes, we got our tubes here, which these should be mufflers as well. It should be like the world's longest glass pack. Yeah, it's almost all the way through, from here all the way to here. That is a super long glass pack muffler, basically. So that's cool. Okay, let's see. This is the tip. Actually, this is a part that you see, right? This part must be a turnout from the exhaust to the muffler, I guess. And this is the exhaust tip, or does that go on? That goes on the other end. Okay, well, I think you're going to see it. I don't know, something like that. But this is the exhaust tip. This is the inlets, right? Or is that wrong? Go something like that. Oh, come on, I don't want to read the instructions on this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes something like, a little something like that. There and there. Come on. Get on there. There we go. There we go. Like that. So, in and out the back. Yeah, like that. In and out. Now, is it too long? Let's find out. Okay, so about want it as close to the tire as possible. Oh no, that should be fine, right? That's what I want, a nice full look. Where's the exhaust come out at? Yeah, that should work. Got a sawzall around here somewhere. We can cut this and make some pipe and do some things. It should work. Okay, the next box that I have up here is slapper bars or traction bars or whatever you want to call them. It's not going to be a race vehicle or anything. Not that these really do a whole bunch for you, but it's more the look. I mean, just sticking down out from underneath the van like that. I mean, it's really a 70s thing. Something you won't see on any modern cars anymore, but we got those as well. So slapper bars, traction bars, whatever you want to call them, side pipes, but we're not done. Now, in order to help us see those traction bars there, we're gonna have to raise the back end up just a little bit with these air shocks. And I mean, you can't have a 70s vehicle without having air shocks on the back. Air shocks, slapper bars, side pipes. That'll make it look better. But the icing on the cake would be curb fillers. Yes. You know how hard these are to find, curb fillers? Well, not that hard, they're on Amazon. So, curb fillers, traction bars, air shocks, and side pipes. Nice. That will make this thing scream. Gross hippie stuff, whatever. It'll make you say, what did they say? Groovy. It'll make you say groovy, man, all the way. So, I guess we should start doing stuff. Okay, so I am sort of mocking up these side pipes here, and traditional made in China fashion. These little brackets here have little bolt holes in them that you put little sheet metal screws, not thick bracket screws through, and of course they just don't fit. They're bigger. So I already broke one off here, and I had to grind it down and re-drill it because, El Cheapo, too small a hole, and cheap sheet metal screws instead of like nuts and washers or something else that you could probably use. But that's what we're stuck with. So I'm gonna drill these other holes out a little bit, so hopefully they fit better. So I'm just going to use my brand new vise right here that I got for Christmas a couple of years ago, and never even brought it up here. It's not even bolted down to the bench, but no big deal. We're just drilling a little bitty hole. Actually, we're not even drilling a hole. We're enlarging this one out, so hopefully it'll accept this a lot better. I don't want to drill it out too far. Still got to give it a little bit of grip, but this is what holds the covers on those perforated side panels. Yeah, that's just like one size bigger, so hopefully we won't break the old cheapy sheet metal screw off again and have to drill it out. Okay, well, it is still really tight. I don't want to force it. It's just in there for right now. So just really mocking this up so we can get an idea of where the placement is and how to hook that up. But here's one thing I wanted to show you. I found this light right here. It's something I had like probably 15, no, it was more than 20 years ago, because I was working at a site when the towers fell. So that was, what, 25 years ago, almost 24 years ago. So I found this light here, and I was thinking, it's like, what if we add this to the interior? Maybe a disco ball and a light, but I don't even know if this works. But we should find this out. Tell me you think this would be cool to add to the interior here. I haven't even tested this out yet. I know it worked over 20 years ago, but I haven't tested it out yet. I mean, something in the interior, maybe hang it or just put it, or just bolt it right there. That probably work just fine. Don't have to overthink it. But there's a battery right here in this crate from the inverter. Let's see if this still works. Oh, ouch, that's hot. It works, but it's not, she's not moving. So might have to work on that one a little bit. if we can get her to spin. We got some extra like motors and gears and stuff laying around. But yeah, she's got hot there for a second. Ah, that's bright. But yeah, I mean, just a flashing light, something like that. The bulb works. I hear the motor working, but we just got to get it to spin, and we should be good to go. But you think, put that in there with a disco ball, little flashy light, that'd be pretty cool, right? But yeah, I am definitely getting distracted. We're supposed to be working on this stuff here. Yeah, all that you have to mock these up, or mount these up rather, are these brackets. I mean, this is totally it, and there's only 2 of them, and they just bolt right to the U-bolts that are also holding this on and clamping the ends of the pipe on. So something about like that right there. So they just go there, and you just bolt it on the underside wherever, and I guess you're good to go. So I'm just going to use this jack and use it to hold up the muffler, side pipe, whatever you want to call it, into position so we can see right about where we want it. Oh, this is sloppy. Something like that. If we can get it along the body line. I wonder if we can mount it on the pinch weld. Is that, oh, that's not slid down far enough. Ouch. Oh, sloppy. Something. Ugh. Something kind of like that. Maybe. Let's look at it. Like that, except, you know, I gotta tilt that down a little bit. Just that way because it's on the jack, or maybe, yeah, it's gotta go back a little bit further, I think. But maybe we should make it clear the door so when you get out, you don't burn your burn your ankles on the old side pipes there. Which, you know, that was the thing. That's why they got the covers on it. But yeah, more than one person that's got burnt with side pipes on it. But yeah, that's gonna look pretty cool. I'll mess with it a little bit here and see if we can maybe get it mounted up. Okay, what about this? You know, oddly enough, that back bolt is just, it slid right into a rust hole. That very convenient that it's there, but it won't be that far out. It'll be, I'm gonna move it and put a bracket here through the pinch weld there. So it's gonna sit right there, about that even all the way. So you won't have that gap that's there after it's done. That rust hole's just helping me hold it up. And it'll be close to the, closer to the tire there. I might have to slide it forward just a little bit to get out of that rust hole and drill a new hole for the brackets there. But step back a little bit. Yeah, maybe forward just a little bit. It's still going to be really close to that door, so people just have to be careful getting in and out, but you probably, you know, that'll be fine. You don't put your leg all the way back here when you get in. It's all the way up here, so yeah, nobody's going to burn themselves on that one. That'll be fine. So that's where she's going to sit. I'm going to get to drilling some holes. Yeah, right here is the hole that I made, and the bracket is just going to go up there, actually the other way. But here's the problem. This is what they give you. I want you to attach it. For some reason, they want you to use these, I'm pretty sure these are wood screws, and use these as sheet metal screws, apparently. This is ridiculous. Plus, I've already drilled out the hole bigger than what that is. So I don't have any bolts here. I'm gonna have to get some. Okay, so this is the rust spot right here, and right here, this is rust spot. This is all the rust spot. We're not very far off of where the rust is. It's fairly solid, but the drill it had no problems going through there. So we may have to brace that up a little bit more. All right. Just to hold it up, we're going to shove that through there and probably put something else to back that to give it a little added support. This is the other one, but again, this is still in the mock-up phase, but I wanted it a little bit tighter than that, though. I don't know if we can get it up there any further. I mean, it is hanging out just a little bit. It's going to tilt up probably about like that. So there won't be much of a gap in between there, but I would like it tighter than that. But we'll have to mess with the brackets and see. But still, that looks groovy. I mean, that is really completing the look of this. That's just like, yes, custom vans of the 70s, they just have to have side pipes on it, or it's just not cool. Okay, and under the van, this is the pipe, and you know, this still, it's just pointed up, so when we get it all bolted down, it's gonna point straight down and right about in line with the transmission cross member, and the pipe we need is over there. So we're gonna have to come from here to here, which is about 2.5 foot. So we're probably gonna have to sawzall, that's the Y pipe, maybe sawzall that pipe there and then bring it out this way, or just, I don't know, probably just straight this way, and then put a 90 degree in it somewhere in this area. So we're gonna take as much as that, and this is like a 2.5 inch, and that's like a inch and 7/8 or whatever, 3/4, I don't know. But we're gonna have to adapt that, put a bend on it, an elbow on it, and bend it into this pipe right here. So, but not right now. So we got this side mocked up, and we need some more hardware from Harbor Freight, so we need to make a trip to Harbor Freight, but we're gonna fool around with something else right now. Okay, got the sawzall here, and underneath the van, we will be cutting that pipe probably right about there, I would say, something like that. That should be too long, really. And it's not plugged in. Hold on. Okay, now we're ready. Yeah, it's gonna be too long, and then I'll trim it back some more. But get this cut through. Come on. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, that's much better. I was hoping it was be loose enough it'll just swing around, but it's not going to do that. But I'll have to loosen up those bolts that go to the manifolds, swing that over, and this way, 90 degree, that way. Okay, so I need to get these bolts. I already broke them loose and loosen this pipe up, but I need to swing it this way. It doesn't want to swing this way. It'll swing this way, and it's actually pretty good, but then it points up too high and it's going in that direction. So I'm going to unbolt this and see what we can do here. Wonder if we can just get another pipe or something, maybe a turn down with a flange on it. I don't know. We'll have to go to the hardware store or the auto parts store and see what we can get. Surprisingly, these bolts, they were a little stubborn, but they actually broke loose. That's highly unusual with exhaust bolts. They do not like to play well, especially if they've been on there for a while. So maybe some work's been done to this engine that we don't know about. Yeah, let me get this out real quick. Well, I think we need to put this tube back into place using the appropriate hardware and see just how close we can come to hooking up to that pipe. I cut a little piece off the original Y pipe and put it back underneath there, and now we're gonna see if we can't get this a little bit closer and see what kind of pipes we need in order to secure it in a place and make it run through this tube right here, the giant Flowmaster muffler. Not Flowmaster muffler, Cherry Bomb. I like Flowmaster, so those sound good. Okay, get this one set into place here. Oh, the rest, it's in my mouth. Oh, this thing is rusty, but that's a problem with living in the Midwest. You get rusty vehicles. You do the best you can. That's one end. Get the other side up here. Maybe. There we go. Just crawl under here with my face. What could go wrong? Put the other bolt in this other side. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Now it's hanging there with bolts instead of dick screws. I tightened it up. This is just because the sheet metal screws are not in, but the pipe itself is pretty good, and we can still flex that. But what we need to do is see where we can go. So I put that pipe, oh, you can't see very good. I put that pipe there, and it needs to go to here. Let me get under here so open up the door so some more light floods in. So yeah, from here to here. So probably gonna have to cut this back a little bit more or cut it in the bend or something like that. But like a 90 degree and another 90 degree with an adapter should, you know, get it close in the area, but we still got to do the other side too. So we got some extra pipe length there as well. We can make something work. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll make something work. All right, after gathering some scraps and cutting off some of the other exhaust with the Sawzall and patching stuff together and going to the hardware store and buying a couple couplers, hardware store, the auto parts store. I'm still thinking about these dick screw thingies that they want you to use. So we got our hardware in. The shield is bolted into place properly. And this is what I come up with. It's not the best. I found this piece of pipe in my extras. This is kind of looks like a flex pipe, but it's not. It's actual hard metal line going into some of the exhaust that I cut off the other side and a coupler up there. So it's not pretty really, but it's underneath here and no one can see it. So it looks perfectly fine. It's nice and solid. It's bolted down real good now. So that should do it. The shield here, it's far enough up here that nobody's going to get in and burn their leg, hopefully, unless they swing their legs out or something weirdness, but it's high enough that it's got plenty of ground clearance and it looks great actually. So that is really making it pop out like it should. I'm just going to take a moment to soak it all in before I have to start on the other side. So I won't make you suffer through that. But I think the next thing we're going to do is put on the air shocks, get this rear end up in the air a little bit, give it a better stance because it sits a little high in the front to begin with. So those air shocks will raise it up, make it look a lot better. Okay, so now it is time to move on to the air shocks. And what Funkatronic van would not be complete without a set of air shocks to raise that thing up and give it an even rougher ride, because You would think it'd make it smoother, but yeah, when you raise them all the way up, not so much. But these are pretty cool. These are actually pretty thick. I think we're gonna have to take this right here out before we install these, but let's have a look and pull our old shocks out real quick. Okay, here's our old shocks right here. Actually, they're not that old. These were relatively new. They're just not air shocks like every good funk van should have installed on it. But oh look, it has new brake lines on it too. That's cool. Something I don't have to do. There's actually has a new gas tank on it as well. So there's been work put into this van. A lot of stuff that we won't have to do. So yeah, the air shocks, it comes with these lines right here. So it's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a T. You simply mount your T somewhere. You put one going to one shock, one going to the other shock, and screw it in the other end. Boom, you're done. I mean, that's it. The hardest place is to find somewhere to put this T. So, I mean, we could drill a hole somewhere. We want to keep it somewhere where it's easy to get to and it's accessible. Oh, dude, check this out right here. Whoops, I didn't even see that. It was already set up. These are with air shocks at one point. This line is super old. I bet this was back in the 70s. This is actually a metal valve instead of the plastic one we have. Of course, that's not going to come off. This thing is rusted all together. But well, we have our mounting point right there. Oh look, that comes off. Man, if this was that's a brass fitting there. Man, I almost want to use this, but it's all froze up. We'll penetrate this, we'll let it soak, but we're not going to use this one right now, but we're going to keep this one around. Maybe we should replace the serrator valve and stuff inside of it. Maybe we can put this back on at a later point, but yeah, we got our mounting point right there, already done. I just want to see if we can remove that cap off of there. Oh yeah, with a wrench it comes off really easily. That is so cool. I mean, you don't get a brass fitting anymore, that's for sure. They've cheaped it down. Come out of there by a lot. Suckers. It's on there. Okay. Well, I'll spray that down and I'll work on getting it off. It's just turning right now. Let's hit it. Oh, with a little PB right there. And yes, that is a Woody and Buzz hanging off the back of that. And just in case you were wondering, let's get this guy in here. Come on, clamp on there. Okay, now let's try this again, see if she'll come loose. I really want to save this. I don't want to tear it up because it is cool and it is retro. Oh, I think it's turning now. Come on. Come on, PB Blaster, do your job. There we go. It's probably would have been better if the nut was brass as well. Two dissimilar metals don't like to play well together. But yeah, she's coming. Get out of the way, Woody. Good grief. Toying around. There we go. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, look at that. See, it's brass. Nice. You don't see that nowadays. We are definitely going to hang on to that and get it all cleaned up. Replace the internals and probably put that back on at some point. Okay, here's our cheapy plastic guy, and we are going to reuse the washers that they had on there. One down there, and one up there, like so. And one little guy right here. just keep things tight. But I'm not going to put it together right now because I still got to put those lines on there. It might be a little bit difficult. Where'd the nut go that was here? Yeah, here it is. So we got plastic. We got plastic serrator valve thingy, but we have a metal nut for whatever reason. So that's okay. Everything looks good there. I'm gonna get these shocks set up and get these old ones out, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, since these shocks are newish, they should be pretty easy to take out of here. Actually, this nut's already loose. Nut and bolt combination's already a little bit loose. There we go. Yeah, it's nice taking out newer stuff that you don't have to struggle with. I don't know how long these have been in here, maybe a year or so. I mean, it's actually, oh, I can see a new carrier bearing up there too. So a lot of stuff has already been done to this van, and I'm very thankful for that. That's, that's the bottom one. The top one's way up there. Okay. Oh, it's hard to see. See it way up there? That's not too, oh, it's double. Oh, it's double nutted. Man, that is a long bolt. See it moving up there? Okay. Need the adjustable again. Okay, I got the adjustable wedged up there. There we go. Now the important thing is make sure your face is directly underneath where you're working so that the debris hits you in the eye. Even if you're wearing glasses, it still hits you in the eye. It sinks in there somehow. And then, I mean, just keep your face right there and just stare right at it. And then when the wrench loosens up and it slips and falls, it hits you in the face as well. So, safety first. My face wasn't directly under there. Are you kidding me? Knew that was going to happen. Yeah. Get back up there. Would have been funny if it was. Come on. But the dirt was hitting me in the eye. It was making it. There we go. Now some nuts. And the bolt, which is still stuck in there because we got pressure on the shocks apparently. Come on, get out of there. It doesn't want to come out. Maybe we gotta release the pressure. Oh, I'm taking this guy out first. There we go. Oh yeah, well, it was coming. It's such a long bolt. Yeah, it doesn't want to come all the way out. Maybe we can use this to hammer it out. Side hammer shot. Oh, almost there. Almost there. Man, that's a long bolt. Look how long that thing is. That's crazy. Okay. Well, that's one. And the other side. There we go. And that's two. Well, there we go. These guys are done, and see if we definitely need to take that out, that bar thing. That's for, you know, another application, but it pretty much just slides in there. Hopefully it has the shim in there so we don't have to take that out of that one. We might though, but okay, I'm going to prepare the other shock, and then we will get to putting our air shocks together and get this thing into the atmosphere. Okay, I am back, and I got that weird fork thing out. that's used to bolt it to other types of Chevy vehicles. Got that out. It was not easy at all. You would think you could just twist it out, and not so much. Put it in the vise and twist it on it, all that fun stuff, but she wouldn't come out. So I took the grinder and cut off one end and lubed it up real good, and that finally got it up. So we have to install the new air shocks, which is super simple. Make sure this guy's pointed in the direction that we can get to it. Should we point it down or should we point it up? I'm gonna vote for pointing it upwards. There you go. Slide that guy into that hole, and then that one goes into that hole up there. That's pretty much it. All that we have to do. This bolt is so long. It's ridiculous how long that thing is. Hopefully, I didn't even see if it fits through there. I should have checked that first. Oh, does it not fit now? Do we have to do some more stuff? Man, I hope this fits through here. Oh, it's so tight. I think we're gonna have to pound that in. Nothing's going well on this at all. Oh, get in there. It'll go. Probably gonna have to use a little bit of force, or just try to screw it in there. Maybe I should get the impact. Man, that is rough. Give me a second here. Let me pound on this or something. I don't know. This is not going well. So things that are supposed to be universal, pretty much. It's supposed to be universal for Chevy. You rarely are. Oh, look. That was actually pretty easy. You just had to give it a little motivation. So there we go. Now we can put it up. Yeah. But yeah, you just have to be patient and try a few things, and you'll get there. Here we go. Now with that in place, I can just slide it there and come down here, right there. That's a little bit dark, but yeah, you get the point. Slide it there, put in the bottom bolt. With one hand. There you go. I'm good at this. And the shock is in place. Now I'm just going to tighten it all down and do the other one, run some lines, shazam. Now, next up, all that we have to do is connect our lines. I tossed the other shock. This is the other side, the driver's side. The other one was the passenger side. This comes with the fittings and everything. It's already done up for you. I mean, you could shorten these up if you wanted to. We're probably not going to do anything like that, but it just slips right in there. This is actually pretty easy. Boom, right there, and then done. It's a lot easier. They used to, you had to put the little coupler thing on there and slide all that other stuff together, and then pretty much make it up yourself, but it's done. I mean, for that one shock. Now we just have to run the other end, which is right here. There it is. Over to our valve that we haven't installed yet, all the way over here. And then grab the other line, do the other side, run it over here, put them together, and we're done. I mean, some zip ties and it's complete. This is easy. And this, again, is the T-fitting. Same thing. Exact same thing as on the other end. Shove it in there, tighten it up with that guy. Grab the other side here. Shove it in and tighten it up. Both sides are done. And where we're going to put this again? Oh, yeah, we have some extra line there. So we're gonna put it right there. So I'll get the nuts and screws and screw that all back together. And then I got a lot of extra line on this side, which I'm just gonna tuck up in here for now. I'm probably gonna shorten that and maybe try to run it through the frame later to make it look better, but who's gonna see it underneath here? I don't know if I can. Is there a way to run it? I might have to drill a hole, but I could do that. Or I could just, you know, leave it all stuffed up underneath here, or right there. One of those two things, but for now we're just gonna put it in here, a little pocket right here, zip tie it up, and we'll be good to go. Then a couple screws later, boom, done. I mean, that was super easy. I zip tied there, and I zip tied the extra up above the gas tank there, and I just have this one little wire that I can't seem to find. Maybe I can go over there. That's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, it's a little bit loose. I'll find a little bit better spot or zip tie it somewhere up there, but it's done. That is it. It's in there. The shocks are done. We can let this back down on the ground right there and there, and see if we can get this up in the air a little bit. Okay, it is down on the ground. Everything is hooked up, and we are ready to add some air. It says 25 pounds minimum. The maximum is 200 pounds. I didn't think they held that much, but apparently they do, or at least these do. It seems kind of weird that little thin plastic lines are capable of withstanding that 200 PSIs, but I think we'll start off with like 100. Let's watch this and see if she rises up. All right, I brought you in a little bit closer so you can see better. So I'm gonna add the air back here, and you watch it and see if it goes up. She's going. How much is that? That's 80 PSI right there. Hope I have enough compressor to get this up. Didn't think about that. Oh, come on. It might have stopped. Get up there. I think I'm out of, it won't go any higher because I don't have enough compressor. That's 90 PSIs right there. So it brought it up some. I would have liked more. Oh yeah, there's more. Okay, I'm gonna try it again because the compressor wasn't on, so it wasn't full. So hopefully we can get some more out of it. That's about 100 right there. I don't think it's going to go above 100. It only gave us like another 10 pounds. Yeah. We still got more if we have a better compressor. It's able to go up higher. We still got a lot of bounce in there. When you get these things really up there, they don't have a lot of give. Well, that is giving us a pretty good gap, and we got more to go if we need it. So we'll just keep it like there. So we got a good little bit of a rake going now. Actually, we got a slight bit of a rake because it's so high on the front end. I think that front end's gonna have to be brought down some. Yes, we got some rake going now, so we're good to go. We got the side pipes on now. Did run into one problem. Now, unfortunately, we will not be getting slapper bars, traction control bars. Well, these traction bars, they work with rear ends that have the axle above the spring. So this needs a bolt directly to the spring. So when it flexes up, it hits the other part of the spring and yada, yada, yada. Our axle is on the bottom. And unless we have like a cutout or something, we can't get them on there because the U-bolts don't fit in it. It wouldn't work right anyway. So no traction bars for us. That is a bummer. But we do have one more piece we can put on. So now it is time for curve fillers or Martian antennas. There is a problem again with these as well. This is the configuration they're supposed to be in. So what happens here is on a normal vehicle, you would just put it like right here, attach it to the fender and probably down further, because these are curb fillers. You need to be able to fill the curb. This is way high, but you can see this bracket doesn't fit in there. Or at least that's my best guess on how those work, because yeah, there's no instructions in here. There's nothing to scan to go online to get instructions. It's just like, here, you figure this out yourself. Here's a bracket, here's a couple fillers and a bolt. You figure it out. So that's my best guess on how these are supposed to work. There's not much online about this at all. But the look I want is I want them like way out here, and I don't know, a V shape, something, I guess like that, about like that. That look good. I mean, they're supposed to be down low so you can fill the curbs, not up high. So I'm thinking bolt them together. Is that too wide? And just stick a bolt straight through there, through the fiberglass, and be done with it. Right? So I'll poke a hole. I don't know. We're just going to guess on this. No measuring necessary. Right about there. Swallow that out a little bit because this drill bit's a little bit small. Smaller than the hole. And yeah, that should work quite nicely. I mean, I can use this supplied nut right here. As soon as I wallow this out just a little bit more. This is fiberglass, so it's easy to do. Since I don't have the right drill bit. Yep, a little bit more. Come on. There we go. That should do it. Just like that. Oh, get on there. Do I want to go this way? Yeah, like that. One there. And one there. They don't even give you tiny washers with this. Nothing. Hopefully this stays on, doesn't fall off. Come on, get on there. So yeah, that's these are also universal fit, just like the shock absorbers. Should they go like that or should they cross? They cross, right? It's been so long. I think they cross. Yeah, that looks better, having them cross like that. And tighten this guy up here. Boing. Curve fillers. If you don't know, this is to keep you from scraping up your fancy Krager rims or whatever you had back in 1975. And you just get close to it and you hear this scraping sound, and that's how you know that you're parked close enough to the curb but not hitting it. Curb fillers. I think they're supposed to be that way so they make more noise. That must be it. They make more noise when you rub up against something. Yeah, that's got to be it, right? Okay, curb fillers. There to fill up your curbs. So, curb fillers, side pipes, and air shocks. So let's pull this out in the light so we can get a better look at her. Right. Oh yeah. She's a beast. Bring her out here in the light. Let's have a look at this monster. Well, she is a beaut, Clark. Yeah. Oh, she is dirty though. It is absolutely filthy. We're gonna have to go to the car wash eventually, but man, curb filler, side pipes, air shocks, sitting all up in the air, all nice and funky. Still gotta look for a disco ball though. I mean, it's just not gonna be complete without the old disco ball on the inside. Refrigerator, couches and beds and, well, no couch, cabinets, all that good stuff. It's looking mighty fine. So now my question is, what else do we do? Do we do body work on this? I mean, it really needs a couple new fenders on it. That door right there, it's all nasty at the bottom, but then if we put a new door on it, the graphics aren't gonna match, and that had to be done. Quarter panels need some work, maybe just throw some mud in there, but definitely needs to be cleaned up. I really like that window. It's got all the stickers on it. There was a StreetRatGarage sticker right there that's apparently faded out. I guess I have to do a better job on my stickers, but we can fix that. I got extras, so make that a clean spot. Bam. These are the Gen 2 stickers, so they should do better. This was an old sticker. This is my experimental sticker. Apparently it didn't work very good, so we got the new ones right there. Yeah, so what should we do? Back to the question. I mean, it's definitely got to have a disco ball, and we still got to fix that vent. And should we put the TV back in? Is it right to have a flat screen TV in your 1975, is this, I think, G30 van? Or is that sacrilege? Definitely got to fix the red light and get it hooked up in there. Disco ball, red light, maybe a strobe light too. I don't know if it's going to be right to have LEDs in there as well. Oh, there's a track there. I used to have a curtain on it. Wonder if we can find something like that. A little more privacy when the vans are rocking. So, well, those are questions for another day. But for now, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of StreetRatGarage. Stay funky, my friends.